Hey everyone! Welcome back to our channel. Today we're diving into a topic that's super important for relationships. And you know me, I love talking about relationships. We're talking about those little things that can sometimes trip people up, especially in the early stages. You know what I mean? Those habits that might make someone seem, well, a little less attractive than they actually are. Now, we're not here to point fingers or make anyone feel bad. This is all about growth and understanding, right? We've put together a list of 10 things that can sometimes make men seem weak to women. And don't worry, fellas, it's not a competition, and ladies, this isn't about bashing anyone. It's about recognizing these things and seeing if maybe, just maybe, there's a little room for improvement. So buckle up, grab your favorite beverage, and let's dive in. We're gonna have some fun with this, I promise. Habit 1. The foundation of attraction. Okay, first up, we're talking about confidence. Now, confidence isn't about being the loudest person in the room or knowing everything. It's about being comfortable in your own skin, owning who you are, flaws and all. Think about it. When you see someone who's confident, don't you just naturally gravitate towards them? They have this aura, this magnetism that draws you in. And here's the thing about confidence, it's contagious. When you're around someone who's confident, it actually rubs off on you. You feel good about yourself. You feel more empowered. It's like their confidence gives you permission to be your best self too. On the flip side, a lack of confidence can be a real downer. It's like a slow leak in a tire. It can gradually deflate the energy in a room. Now, I'm not saying you have to be strutting around like a peacock, but a little self-assuredness goes a long way. Believe in yourself, know your worth, and don't be afraid to let that shine through. Trust me, it's incredibly attractive. Think about it like this. You know when you see a dog with its tail tucked between its legs? It just makes you want to scoop them up and give them a big hug, right? But when you see a dog with its tail wagging full of energy, you can't help but smile. Confidence is kind of like that wagging tail. It just makes you more approachable and appealing. So guys, work on that confidence. It's not about being perfect, it's about being comfortable with who you are. And trust me, that's something truly special. Habit 2. The silent relationship killer. Alright, let's talk about communication, or should I say the lack thereof. This one's a biggie, folks. You know how important communication is in any relationship, right? It's like the oxygen that keeps the whole thing alive and thriving. And when communication breaks down, well, things can get messy real fast. Here's the thing, men. We women, we're not mind readers. As much as we wish we could magically know what you're thinking or feeling, we just can't. We need you to use your words. And I don't just mean grunting yes or no to every question. I'm talking about real, honest, open communication. Tell us what you're thinking, what you're feeling, what's bothering you, what you're excited about. Share your dreams, your fears, your hopes, your anxieties. We want to know it all. Okay, maybe not everything, but you get the point. When you shut down and refuse to communicate, it creates this wall between you and your partner. It's like you're speaking different languages, and that can be incredibly frustrating and hurtful. So how do you improve your communication skills? Well, it starts with being present and engaged in conversations. Put down the phone, make eye contact, and really listen to what your partner is saying. And when it's your turn to talk, be honest, be open, and be respectful. It's not always easy, but trust me, the effort is so worth it. Remember, good communication is the foundation of any strong and healthy relationship, so start talking. Habit 3. Saying sorry doesn't always fix it. Okay, this one might seem a little counterintuitive, but hear me out. We all know that a genuine apology is important, right? It shows that you care, that you take responsibility for your actions. But there's a fine line between a sincere apology and constantly apologizing for everything, even things that aren't your fault. When you apologize excessively, it can actually make you seem insecure and lacking confidence. It's like you're constantly second-guessing yourself, worried that you've done something wrong, even when you haven't. And that can be a turnoff for women. Think about it. Would you rather be with someone who's comfortable with themselves, who owns their actions and decisions, or someone who's constantly apologizing for their very existence? Yeah, I thought so. Now, I'm not saying you should never apologize. Of course, there are times when a sincere apology is necessary, but if you find yourself saying sorry for every little thing, it might be time to take a step back and ask yourself why. Are you genuinely sorry, or are you just trying to please everyone and avoid conflict? Remember, it's okay to have your own opinions, to make mistakes, and to not be perfect all the time. Owning your imperfections is actually a sign of strength and self-awareness, and that's incredibly attractive. Habit 4. Running away doesn't solve anything. The conflict avoider running away doesn't solve anything. All right, fellas, let's talk about conflict. I know, it's not exactly the most fun topic to discuss. But here's the thing. Conflict is a normal and healthy part of any relationship. It's impossible to agree on everything all the time, and that's okay. What matters is how you handle those disagreements. Now, some people, they just hate conflict. They'll do anything to avoid it, even if it means sweeping their feelings under the rug or pretending everything's fine when it's not. But here's the thing about avoiding conflict. It doesn't actually make it go away. In fact, it often just makes things worse. When you bottle up your feelings and avoid confrontation, it creates resentment and tension that can fester and eventually explode. And trust me, you don't want to be around when that happens. Now, I'm not suggesting you go picking fights with your partner just for the fun of it. But when conflict does arise, it's important to address it head-on in a healthy and respectful way. That means communicating your feelings clearly and calmly, listening to your partner's perspective, and working together to find a solution that works for both of you. Remember, conflict doesn't have to be a bad thing. It can actually be an opportunity for growth and deeper understanding in your relationship. So, embrace the disagreements, talk it out, and come out stronger on the other side. Habit 5. The indecisive dude. I don't know, what do you want to do? Okay, let's be honest. Is there anything more frustrating than trying to make a decision with someone who just can't seem to make up their mind? What do you want for dinner? I don't know, what do you want? How about Italian? Meh, not really feeling it. Okay, well, how about Mexican? Maybe. Or we could do Thai? Sound familiar? Look, I get it. Making decisions can be tough, especially when there are so many options to choose from. But constantly being indecisive can be a real drag, and it can make you seem, well, a little weak. It's like you're afraid to take charge, to own your choices, and that can be a turnoff for women. We want a partner who's confident, who can make a decision and stick to it, within reason, of course. Now, I'm not saying you have to be a dictator about everything, but having an opinion, being able to weigh the pros and cons and make a choice, it shows that you're capable and decisive. And trust me, that's a very attractive quality. So next time you're faced with a decision, big or small, don't shy away from it. Take a moment, think it through, and make a choice. Even if it's not the perfect choice, it's better than being stuck in a perpetual state of indecision. Habit 6. Validation station. You don't need a cheering section 24/7. Alright, let's talk about validation. We all crave it to some extent, right? It feels good to be appreciated, to have our thoughts and feelings acknowledged. But there's a difference between wanting validation and needing it constantly. When you're overly reliant on external validation, it can be a sign of insecurity and low self-esteem. It's like you're looking to others to tell you that you're good enough, that you're worthy of love and respect. And while it's great to have a supportive partner who builds you up, relying on them solely for your sense of self-worth can put a strain on the relationship. Think about it. It's exhausting to be someone's constant cheerleader, especially if they're not willing to cheer themselves on too. It's like trying to inflate a balloon that has a hole in it. No matter how much air you put in, it just keeps deflating. So how do you break free from the validation trap? It starts with building up your own self-worth. Focus on your strengths, celebrate your accomplishments, and practice self-compassion. Remember, you are worthy of love and respect just as you are. You don't need someone else to tell you that. And when you do receive validation from others, accept it gracefully, but don't let it become your sole source of self-worth. Habit 7. Where are we going? All right, let's be real. Ambition is sexy. It's about having goals, having drive, having that fire in your belly that pushes you to be your best self. It's about wanting more out of life, not just for yourself, but for the people you care about. Now, ambition doesn't have to mean climbing the corporate ladder or becoming a millionaire. Although, hey, if that's your thing, go for it. It's about having passions, having interests, having something that you're genuinely excited about. When you're passionate about something, it lights you up from the inside out. It gives you energy. It gives you purpose. It makes you more interesting and engaging to be around. On the flip side, a lack of ambition can be a real turnoff. It can make you seem complacent, unmotivated, and, well, a little boring. Think about it. Would you rather be with someone who's excited about life, who has goals and dreams, or someone who's content with just sitting on the couch and watching TV all day? Yeah, I thought so. Now, I'm not saying you have to have your entire life figured out, but having some sense of direction, some goals that you're working towards, it shows that you're not just drifting through life aimlessly, and that's incredibly attractive. Habit 8. It's okay to have an opinion. All right, let's talk about the art of disagreeing, because believe it or not, it is an art. Now, I'm not talking about being argumentative or confrontational for no reason. I'm talking about having the courage to express your own opinions and beliefs, even if they differ from those around you. Being agreeable is great to a point. No one wants to be around someone who's constantly disagreeing or arguing just for the sake of it, but constantly saying yes to everything, even when you don't really agree, can make you seem like a pushover, like you lack a backbone. And trust me, that's not attractive. Think about it. Wouldn't you rather be with someone who challenges you intellectually, who makes you think about things from a different perspective, even if it means having a little disagreement now and then? Of course, disagreements should always be respectful and constructive. It's not about winning or proving the other person wrong. It's about having a healthy exchange of ideas and perspectives. So next time you find yourself about to automatically agree with someone, take a moment to pause and really consider how you feel. Do you actually agree? Or are you just trying to avoid conflict or please the other person? It's okay to have a different opinion, to speak your mind and to stand up for what you believe in. In fact, it's more than okay, it's incredibly attractive. Habit 9. Growing up means owning up. Okay, let's talk about responsibility, because let's be real, being a grown-up isn't always easy. It's about taking ownership of your actions, your choices, and yes, even your mistakes. We all mess up sometimes, it's part of being human. But it's how we handle those mistakes that really matters. When you constantly blame others for your problems, when you refuse to take responsibility for your actions, it shows a lack of maturity and accountability. It's like you're stuck in a perpetual state of adolescence, unwilling to face the consequences of your choices. And trust me, that's not a good look on anyone, regardless of age. Think about it. Would you rather be with someone who owns their mistakes, who learns from them, and who strives to do better next time? Or someone who's always pointing the finger, always making excuses, and never taking responsibility for their actions? Yeah, I thought so. Taking responsibility is a sign of strength, of integrity, of being a grown-up who's capable of handling whatever life throws their way. It shows that you're not afraid to face the consequences of your actions, that you're willing to learn and grow from your mistakes, and that's incredibly attractive. Habit 10. Personal growth is a lifelong journey. All right, last but not least, let's talk about personal growth. Life is a journey, right? It's about constantly learning, evolving, and becoming the best versions of ourselves. When you're committed to personal growth, you're open to new experiences, new ideas, and new ways of thinking. You're not afraid to challenge yourself, to step outside of your comfort zone, and to embrace the unknown. Think about it. Would you rather be with someone who's stagnant, who's stuck in their ways, who's content with just staying the same? Or someone who's constantly evolving, who's always striving to learn and grow, who challenges you to be your best self? Yeah, I thought so. Personal growth isn't always easy. It takes effort, it takes commitment, and it takes a willingness to be honest with yourself about your strengths and weaknesses. But the rewards are so worth it. When you're committed to personal growth, you're constantly evolving, becoming a more interesting, well-rounded, and attractive individual. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed our little chat about those sneaky habits that can sometimes hold us back in relationships. Remember, this was all about growth and understanding, not about pointing fingers or making anyone feel bad. We all have our quirks, right? It's what makes us unique. But it's also important to be aware of those little things that might be holding us back from having the happy, healthy relationships we deserve. So let's keep the conversation going in the comments. What are some other habits that you think can make someone seem less attractive? Share your thoughts, your experiences, and let's learn from each other. See you in the next video.